This edition of This Racing Life is about emerging talent. We'll meet the bright young things of the pony racing circuit, but first we've come to Warwickshire, to Lodge Hill Farm, home of an Olympic gold medalist, an Irish national winning jockey, and the latest recruit to the training ranks. We've come to meet Dan Skelton. Dan, after all the talk, the preparation and planning, how does it feel to finally be on the go and your name up on the trainers' board?
A big relief, actually. It's been a quick journey, though. It was only in January when we decided to sort of start all the preparations and the building and everything else for this place. So we've had some people work very hard on our behalf and got it ready, and it is what it is today. And absolutely delighted with it. Can't wait for the winter season, to be honest. It's a team atmosphere, you know. I can't do it by myself. I need people behind me, and my dad, my brother, and my wife are the sort of the linchpins behind that, and then Josh Guerrero, my assistant. And we've had some great people join us on the team behind them. And you know, you can't do this by yourself, and you need people there for you to help with everything that running an equine business throws up.
It sounds like you started with one dream, and that dream and the plans are just getting bigger and having to be revised all the time.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, that we're in a very lucky position. People have liked what they've seen when they've come here and have supported us massively. And you know, this is very much early. Well, it's in its infancy, isn't it? And you know, the support that people have shown, I'll never ever forget. We've got 35-ish horses now, and a great bunch of people owning them, and you know, they're a lovely bunch as well, obviously, but it's comforting and warming to know that it was the right decision to make, actually.
Yeah. You've got a stack of experience already under your belt from Ditcher. What are the most important lessons you've learned along the way there?
Honesty is one of the biggest ones. Paul, you know, puts his heart and his soul out there for the public to see. You tell the truth, get the horses fit, keep them healthy. You know, Clifford Baker's taught me a lot about that, and put them in a race and run them in the races that they can be competitive in. And if you do that, you won't be too far off, really.
It's quite a young team, isn't it? And infectiously so.
Yeah, everyone's young and enthusiastic and sort of wants to get on with it and can't wait to sort of hit the main season. And we're not afraid to go and do something a little bit adventurous and try a different method or a different idea or something like that. And I'm not stifling anybody. If somebody comes up with an idea and you know, perhaps three of us think it's a worthwhile, we'll do it. You know, if it's a complete no-go, then we won't do it. We're not just going to go and try stuff for the sake of it. You know, we will have a theory and an idea behind it, but we have an opportunity here to go and do something that could be fresh and could be exciting. You don't know, and you know, we've got a great gallop and some lovely facilities, so why not give it a whirl?
Let's go and see that gallop.
Yep.
Dan, we've moved up to the gallops. Talk us through what we've got here.
Well, we've got a 7-furlong gallop here. It's a loop that joins a hill that rises 45 metres. It's built on the Andrews Bowen principle that they used at the Olympics, called Equiflow. So it's completely raised off the ground, 6 inches by plastic blocks, and they gallop over a surface called Safe Track, which is exactly that. It's very safe, and we rotivate it to a national hunt depth, if you like, a bit softer than I think you would have it if it was in Newmarket or something like that. But we can basically do what we want with it. We school on it, and it works.
You've used the natural contours. Talk us through how you use these gallops, your method.
Well, really, we wanted one gallop to do everything. Obviously, there's a massive cost implication, so you want to try and get your gallop to be as efficient as possible. So we have the loop there. It's a 2-furlong loop that they trot each way and then canter once each way as a warm-up. Then we can decide what work they're going to do, whether it be 2 up the hill, 3 up the hill after that. And then there's the schooling fences are on the inside 2/3 of the loop. There's a ditch and altering height hurdles, baby fences if you like, and then there's the poles, and then just next to it is the schooling lane. So it's all in its very, very early stages. It's all in its infancy, but we've got little plans and little ideas, and we'll try them, and if they don't work, we'd revert to something more conventional. But we have an opportunity here. We're all young people to try something brave, new, and perhaps stupid, but we're happy with what we're doing so far.
And there seems to be much more emphasis on jumping. You've got the horses at it quite regularly.
Yeah, I think National Hunt, obviously you don't jump, you don't win. It's becoming harder to win any race now. So you have to basically have all bases covered. Your horses should jump as well as they're able. Naturally, some horses don't jump as well as others, and those are the types of horses that you have to sort of improve by using different techniques and different theories. But I think they have to jump well, and it also, I think, is a great aid to fitness.
I was watching your brother Harry on the gallops this morning, and he was constantly chatting and advising some of the other schooling riders. He seems quite inspired by the new venture.
Yeah, and he's it's a breath of fresh air for him. He's not had it easy. He's had to do a lot of miles, travelling to a lot of different places, riding horses, and okay, last year he only had 8 winners, I think. So it's not been easy for him, but this is like a new lease of life for him. He's a good rider, there's no doubt about that, and he understands the pressure that's going to come with riding these horses, but also he's allowed to enjoy it. He's allowed to sort of have an input, and I think it works well. He's a very honest guy, and wants to work hard. He's with the horses all the time, and I think he's an asset rather than a liability.
What sort of technicalities is your dad bringing to the table?
All sorts of different ideas. Obviously, from construction of the gallop and the facilities to the training of them, if you like. But the jumping and the and the sort of well-being of the horses, he's very good with. Doesn't look quite right here, there, or the other. He picks up little bits and pieces, and that's what we've tried to instill, is to get over the number theory and try to really concentrate on each horse. We have a chance to do that because okay, we're getting horses through the doors, which is absolutely fantastic, and long may that continue. But with the number we've got, we can watch all of them, and it's enjoyable. At the moment, it is really, really enjoyable, and I hope it stays that way for all of us, because staff seem to be happy and just need to get a few on the board now.
What sort of trainer do you want to be? And if you could say that you've got a philosophy, what would you say that is?
I suppose a thorough trainer. I want to miss nothing, try and make as few mistakes as possible, keep my owners well informed, and have everyone have a good time doing it as well. There's an awful lot of investment, time and financial, goes into this job from owners, staff, you name it. Everyone's putting a lot of time in, and they should enjoy it. Good times will come. Everyone works hard for those, but the bad times unfortunately bump into you as well. So you've got to have a smile on your face and be prepared for it.
And what a thought to think that we're standing on the gallops. It could be where the next generation of champions are coming from.
I'd love to think so. That's the great thing about racing, is anything can happen.
Now let's talk about the horses themselves. Most guys starting out start off with sellers or claimers or low-grade horses. You've got a few established older horses, but lots of young blood coming through.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few handicapped horses that you can go straight into those handicaps around the place, but the majority are untried, unraced horses that have had 1 or 2 runs in Irish points, or not even debuted. We're really happy with the team we've got. We went and bought, I think, 16 horses over the summer. So thank you so much to everyone who helped out, because it was a great feeling to go with support. And we spent in the middle bracket. There's a couple we went a bit higher for, but we spent in the middle bracket and got some nice horses, and they're all pleasing us on the gallops as well, which is great as well. Obviously when you buy a horse, you don't really know a bit what you're going to get from breeding and looks and everything else, but temperament makes up a big chunk of life, as everybody knows. So they're pleasing us, and we're happy. And
as well as sort of bringing a few horses, you've got a few owners that have come with you as well.
Yeah, 3 owners, the American Trilogy's team, and then Workbench and Toby Larone have joined me, and their owners have invested again as well. So I've been very lucky. I've not sort of shouted and asked for people to join in, and it's just happened naturally. And I think natural growth for any business is the best. We've not targeted any specific horse areas. We've just gone with what people would like and what the budgets can fit. So, I mean, when we get to April next year, we'll know how well we've done statistically. But at the moment, we're happy with what we've got for sure, and relish the opportunities that hopefully we'll get with a few of them.
I suppose the dreams have to be to slowly take a step up the ladder and push yourself up that slide bit by bit. Where do you see Team Skelton, we'll call it, say in 5 years' time?
Hopefully breaking into the sort of top 20 trainers. That's where I'd like to hope we could get to. Number of horses I don't know, and if you want to get to that area, you have to have a real solid team of owners and horses, and I've seen how to manage one working with Paul, and I understand the commitment that has to go into it, and I'm absolutely 100% prepared to do all that. So hopefully, just build the horses and team owners and staff around to get to that point. 5 years is a very short time in horse racing, but as long as we're here and fighting at the end of the season, looking forward to next season with some good horses, and that'll be great.
You know where you're going to be in 5 years' time? You're going to be picking the little one up for school.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You've moved house, started a new job, and you're going to be a dad.
Yeah.
All at the same time. You must be mad.
Probably, yeah. But if you can, I've got people around me who support me. I feel safe in what I'm doing. I enjoy it. I feel safe in it, and hopefully those around me feel the same way. And I want to try and look after everybody who's looked after me as well. As corny as that sounds, a good team atmosphere will count for a lot, and I'm going to need it when that baby's crying at 3 a.m. and things aren't going quite as well as you hope they would, and all the pressures that a trainer gets. So you need a good team of people around you.
I'll say it. You don't need it, but I'll say it anyway. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
From a fledgling yard in Warwickshire, we've come to one of the most established stables in the land. We're at Jackdaw's Castle, not to meet Jonjo O'Neill, no, we're here to meet a budding young star of the pony racing circuit. Let's meet Jonjo O'Neill Jr. And here he is, the man himself, fresh from the short and the long gallop, Jonjo Jr. How was that? How is she?
Yeah, she's good. She did it pretty easy, actually. She'll do a couple of them before the final, and then she should be all ready for it, yeah. How
regular would she go up and down? Because that's the main gallop that your dad's thoroughbreds use.
She'd do that a couple of times a week. My other pony, Iga Zimnoff, she'd do that nearly every day because she takes a lot of work, but she doesn't take much work, so she'd do it a couple of times a week, maybe.
Tell us a bit about her and your experience over the last, couple of years now, pony racing?
Well, I started in 2010 doing 13-2s, and that was good. I didn't have a very good pony, but it was just to get the experience and enjoy it. And then 2011 I had another pony, Little Czech, who my brother's got now. And then I stepped up to the 14-2s last year, and that was much more of an experience because they're more like horses, and that was great. And then I got Mrs. Mack at the beginning of this year, and she's done well this year. She's been good to me, yeah.
And you must develop friendships, maybe rivalries on the pony racing circuit as well. Tell us about a few of your pals.
I'd say Sean Bowen he has a good pony, and he's a very good rider. So.
Peter's son?
Peter's son, yeah. He's very good. And Megan Nichols and Abby McCain, they'd be my biggest rivals. But they're my friends off the track, but my rivals on the track.
One of the beauties of this is that you, not only do you get to be the jockey, but you're kind of the trainer as well. Do you formulate your own plans? Do you and your dad chat about it?
Yeah, when it's great in the summer, I can ride them and train them in a sense.
What sort of things does your dad tell you? Do he give you a bit of advice?
I go for it with him each week on a Sunday night, and just see like if they need a bit of work coming up to a race, or he just speculate it and just change it if it needs doing, or keep it the same if it's okay.
Which bit do you enjoy more, that training side of things or actually the riding?
I love the riding, but I get a good thrill of training if they're going well, and that you can feel a good sense in them. You get a good thrill out of that, and it's quite nice to see them going well. But if they're going bad, then yeah, it's a lot different. But I like riding as well, and that's probably my favourite bit at the moment. But you know, it's all great. It's all great.
You're in a great spot as well, because not only do you have amazing facilities, but you're surrounded by some pretty incredible people. I mean, AP McCoy coming into to school. Do you get to chat to him about things?
Yeah, he's really good with experience, and also Richie McLernan and Morris Linehan, they've been really good to me. And I ride out with them most mornings, and they're always teaching me new stuff. And Johnny Kavanagh, also our head lad who used to be a jockey, they're all really good at giving me new things to learn and everything. They're really, really good.
What are the things you've been working on over the last year or so?
Mainly my position in the saddle and driving and everything like that. And more recently, as I've been riding in Ireland a little bit, use of the whip. So and Richie's really good at it. And Morris, they're really good at helping me do that.
How many races have you ridden? How many winners?
I've ridden about 50 races probably since the start, and I've ridden 6 winners altogether. In Ireland, they'd be doing a lot more racing, and it would be horses as well as ponies. They'd be riding maybe 8 every Sunday, whereas we do less. But it's great experience both ways, because you get it riding on the track here, and over there you're doing a lot more race riding.
There is a big competition, isn't there?
Yeah.
Ireland versus Team GB coming up in a few months' time. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's basically, I think there's 8 jockeys from each country, and 2 reserves, I think, and there's going to be 4 in each race, and it's over in Ireland, near Dublin, I think, in County Louth, and it's pick out of a hat on the beginning of the day, different horses, so it's luck out of the horses, and then it's 4 from each team in each race, and it'll be great fun.
Excellent. And that's an excellent step forward for the pony racing, isn't it? To see those international competitions.
Oh yeah, it's a great event, and it's the first time it's happened. So it's new to everyone, but it'll be really good fun hopefully. And the Shergar Cup at Ascot's amazing, so hopefully it'll be good. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. And of course, finals day at York coming up as well. We're really looking forward to that. How's your preparation gone, and what are you looking forward to?
Preparation's gone quite well. She doesn't like to race too often, so she's had breaks in between. She last ran at Newton Abbot in July, and she won, so she did well there. And we just left her off, and she's just coming back in nicely. So hopefully she'll be fitting well for the final.
What's the next step for you, perhaps out of pony racing?
My aim is to be a jump jockey. That's what I really want to do. I haven't really thought of anything else. I like the idea of training as well, but jump jockey is definitely on the agenda first.
When we were up at Jackdaw's Castle, Jonjo O'Neill Sr. told us a story about when he was a kid with his pony out at dawn, first thing in the morning in the field, and he'd still be there last thing at night, often with the reins in one hand and a torch shining the way in the other. We've come down to Somerset now to meet a young man, the son of dairy farmers, who's very much in that mould. We've come to meet Harry Cobden. Harry, they tell me that you're absolutely racing mad. When was the first time you really got involved in horses?
I've been interested in horses for a very long time, to be honest, since I was only 2. So I had a little Shetland, and I used to ride around the garden, and just do a bit of cub hunting on her and that sort of thing.
And what was the next sort of step along the ladder?
Well, I got a bit older, and then I was 9, so I was old enough to pony race, and I got a pony racer, and I had my first race when and me and my friend were there, and we went to the start, and we were at the start, and we were stood the wrong way talking to each other, and then we realised they'd gone without us, so we caught up, and I think I was like 8th and he was 9th or something like that, so we didn't do very well. So we got a faster pony, and she was a lot better, you know. She won 18 races, and I was very successful with her.
Now, you don't come from any racing background whatsoever at all.
No.
How you sort of motivate yourself?
I like riding racing ponies. I just like the speed. I like going. I like winning races. You know. It really helps having a decent pony that really might win a race and things like that.
And what about your first winner? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I had this new pony, and first day I ever rode it, and I went to the start, and she was really messing about, and she nearly had me off. I was up her neck, and the starter let the flag down, and we were 10 lengths behind everyone else, and it wasn't a very good race, to be honest. And I caught up, and yeah, I just got there on the line, which was really good. You know, that's what really got me into it, you know.
That thrill.
Yeah.
That buzz. And you've had plenty of more since then. How many winners have you had? How many races have you run in over the years?
26 winners I've had. So,
from?
Just, I don't know, probably about 100 rides or something like that.
It's not a bad strike rate.
No.
It's a good strike rate,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And do you think it helps that you've had to experience difficult rides and losing rides to get to where you want to go?
I haven't exactly had like really easy sitting rides and just like sit there and let the pony just do it all for me. You know, it's not exactly been like that.
And you've had that experience of a racing yard with Ron Hodges. Tell us a bit about riding out there.
Well, I start every morning at about 7 o'clock. I ride out a few lots, and then, like especially in my summer holidays, I come back and ride the ponies and sort them out, and yeah, it's quite a long day.
And your day, when you're at school,
Yeah.
is a long day as well.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
Well, it's a compulsory boarding school, so I have to board, which isn't ideal really. I go to school and then I come back, and then I ride the racing ponies, and then I have to go back to school at night. And it's not too easy on my mum, to be honest, because she's always rushing around, taking me here, taking me there.
Driving you here and there.
Yeah, so I'm very grateful to her that she like really helps me along.
And where's this going to take you, do you think?
Hopefully I can be a jockey.
So you see this as a stepping stone?
Yeah.
Like Hayden Frost,
Yeah.
Felix de Jarte, you've got a Cheltenham Festival winner
Yeah.
there. And a flat or a jump jockey, because you've got hunting experience.
Yeah, I'd like to be a jumping jockey, to be honest.
You like the buzz? You like the buzz of
Yeah,
that?
I just, you know, going over a big hedge or something like that, it just like really gets the adrenaline pumping, ready for the next one, you know.
Who are the guys you really look up to?
Probably Richard Hughes and AP McCoy. I just really like Richard Hughes' style of riding, and I just like AP as well. You know, he's really tough, and he battles out to the line even when he's on a slow one.
Maybe, just maybe a combination of the two.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a dream come true for somebody like me. You know, I'd really, really like to make it as a really good jockey. So, you know, I think it'll take time, but hopefully I can try and make a name for myself.
Next up on our Whistle Stop tour, we've come to Monmouthshire to meet a young graduate from pony racing, now making her way in the game with David Evans. It's time to meet Hollie Doyle. Hollie, tell us about how you first got into pony racing.
When I was about 10, my dad used to train, and I always used to want to be a jockey. So the first thing I thought was I want a pony race as soon as I was old enough. So I got on my little pony club pony and took him to the local points and galloped him around there. Came last by about 20 lengths. And then I did a few races on him. And then I thought I need to get a better pony now.
And you'd always sort of wanted to get into racing? You had a family background in the sport?
Yeah. My mum and dad used to be jockeys as well. So I've always been influenced on them, really.
Did they encourage you?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad encourages me the most, probably.
And teach you a little as well?
Yeah, taught me a lot.
Tell us a bit about how your racing experiences were, because they were aligned alongside point-to-points. Tell us how that worked.
Yeah, well, we have racecourse series and point-to-point series, and on the point-to-point series, you don't have to carry a weight. You just sort of the lightest jockey and sort of has an advantage. So I just stick to the point-to-point series, and it's good. It's just on. You just go around the outside of the jumps, go flat out.
Okay, so and would that be on days when they're racing?
Same days as point-to-points, either before or after. Yeah.
And what is it about the pony racing that has prepared you for the job and the work and the life that you find yourself in now?
And it's made me realise how hard it is to be any good. It's taught me how to ride, basically. Yeah, and then when you're in race situations as well, it's taught me.
And if you had a bit of advice for, say, someone who's in your position 5 years ago wanting to get into it, what would you say to them?
Well, it doesn't really matter if you have a good or bad pony. You're probably off with a pony that's not any good because it teaches you how to ride better than just sitting there on a push-button pony.
Now, you're with David Evans riding horses for him?
Yeah, as soon as I turned 16, I came up and rode out every weekend. And then I was part-time since 2 months ago. I used to just come up on the weekends and ride out. Then I got sort of employed, and now, because I'm going to apply for my apprentice licence once all the courses are sorted out, I'm full-time now.
The Mongoose, your first winner at Salisbury back in May. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was my first ride, and we weren't really expecting anything from me or the horse.
And then when you went to Chester in July, it happened again. Did you
Yeah.
feel the benefit of that first-time experience?
Yeah, I was more relaxed. Every time I ride, I get more relaxed. In pony racing, I was really relaxed because I knew that I was probably not going to win. So I just go around and try my best, but yeah.
And to be now riding at those big tracks and places like Chester, that must have been quite a unique experience.
Yeah, I can't really believe it, to be honest. Yeah, it's good.
And if you can sort of sit back for a minute and try and believe or imagine where you might be in a couple of years' time, what are your ambitions?
Hopefully riding as an apprentice in a few months and see how that goes, really, yeah.
And maybe in 2 years' time you'll be up against the next Hollie who's come along from the pony circuit.
Racing, yeah. He'll be in my position.
So well done so far. We look forward to the next stage of the adventure.
Thank you.
That's it then for this week's edition of This Racing Life. We send our very best wishes to Dan Skelton and Grace, with the little one just around the corner. Good luck with the new racing stable as well. Our thanks as well to the young guns of the pony racing circuit, and let's hope, and fingers crossed, that perhaps the next Hollie, Harry or Jonjo Jr. is perhaps sitting at home on the sofa next to you. Bye for now.